long. Don't get left caught dead to right on a Ouija board. Your medium level up, checking your temperature, can't climb it. I'm the mountain of Everest, and such thing. I cut wings, don't get your feathers clipped. Wrecking shit.
Salute. We're going to switch real quick to Hansel and Ace, and then we'll do questions for everybody on the speakers panel from the listeners. I know Hansel's got a limited time, so I want to make sure we get some dialogue from Hansel. So Hansel and Ace, y'all good?
Yeah, it was good.
I'm here.
Was good. Let's start with Hansel. You are fresh off of, I haven't seen it, but what I'm hearing was a really good performance from the Intruders card.
Intruders too.
You got a lot of momentum right now, and in front of you stands who I feel like is one of the better, more underrated rappers in Ace. Talk to me a little bit about the challenges that you feel like Ace poses to you in this battle, if any.
I personally been a fan of Ace really since I've seen him, but if we're talking about like in the battle, I think Ace has probably one of the best pens in battle rap to me personally. So I think this will probably be the toughest pen I probably had to battle thus far, at least for 3 rounds. And I think that possesses a different kind of challenge for me because I'm somebody who really takes pride in my own pen and trying to be innovative and do shit with the pen that ain't.
Got you. Ace.
My fault phone.
You good. You back?
Nah, I ain't back full. You almost there. Damn, that's crazy.
Well,
I'm back. Phone call.
I bet. Did you have anything to add, Hansel, or was that?
Oh no, I was just like basically yeah, like this is somebody who I consider like probably the toughest pen I've ever had to battle. So I think that within itself just possesses a different kind of challenge for this battle.
Got you. Ace, you've been away for a little bit.
Unfortunately,
had a quiet year, and
I wish it was quiet.
Right, and you and I had a conversation, and you said, "Yo, Chilla, everybody this year, whoever I lock in with is gonna have a problem. I have a point to prove." You said that to me almost verbatim. What does this year mean for you? Because from talking to you, it sounds like you're on a very specific mission this year. So what is Ace trying to prove this year?
First, I'd like to thank Hansel for the opportunity, me being the B-side on this battle. I appreciate you reaching down and giving me a shot. Secondly, to answer your question, everything self-inflicted. I don't got no. I've taken 2 years off. I've been battling on URL about 6 years now, and I've taken 2 years off in that time period. And both times were kind of involuntary, and I think both times were at like pivotal moments in terms of establishing or maintaining momentum that has been created. And the if thing is a little. It's just. At this point, it takes away the validity of even being able to sell a battle. Like I can't even come in here freaky and rah and act as if like this gonna be the best me you've ever. No one believes it. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what that's for. And if you believe it, you kind of it's like I damn near pity a motherfucker that still believes in me. Like it's like damn, like you still believe I can do this shit. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So saying that to say like I just gotta. For me, I know what I do. I know like the creation and coming up with material and having some of the greatest shit said is I'll be cool with that too often. Like I'm good. Like that's the part for me And so now it's just making that mentality in terms of creating the material and then delivering in a way that is memorable and that people can sit with for a long time and really benefit from, um, over and over, and have replay. That's what I'm battling for. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it ain't really him. It ain't really where I'm battling. It ain't none of that. It's literally like, this is for me. You know what I'm saying? This is for me and anybody that has been foolish enough to still be like, yo, I rock with what he does.
All right. Um, I think one thing about both of y'all, for me, is the conviction and the believability from you both. I think is at a high level, very high level. Um, in terms of this particular battle, and you both can answer this. Um, Hansel's giving you your flowers, Ace, as being one of the better pens that he's gone against. Where do you feel like right now Hansel would rank in terms of people you stood in front of, and is there a specific challenge that he poses for you? I know you're more about proving what you can do and what the opportunity means to you, but in your mind, is there anything Hansel can do to kind of stop or derail what you're intending to do Apollo weekend?
Great question. First, I've told fans with this in private and publicly. I think he's amazing. When I got hip to him maybe 3 years ago, it's been about maybe 3 years now. Almost going on 3 years. He's very very creative in terms of how he views words and how he views where word placement lies and how he chooses what words to say. He's very unique in how he does that. In terms of challenge, like I don't I oftentimes I don't like, and I haven't said this to him, but I'm gonna say it now just so that people understand. Like, I don't like when people pigeonhole or they kind of like categorize a person based on what they think they know of them. So we have this perception in battle rap of who Hansel is based on he was a child actor, and it's like that's that's the exact same thing that we do to battle rap. Like, as battle rappers, that's what we do to each other. It's like you think that this person is this based on their performances, and it's like you're basing your entire view of what he is as a man based on movies that he did. And I don't really, I think that that limits how you receive some of the things that he does and says. And so my goal is to not utilize that. And I'm not giving away strategy when I say that. Like, I really am. It's more so like, um, your ear only when you see Surf rap, or you see, and I'm just using him as an example, Free Surf. You expect a thing from Surf. If Surf gets up there and you hear JC, you're gonna be like, yo, that's not really what we expect from Surf. And it's not just it's years of history with it, so where you kind of grew, you know what to expect based on conditioning. But um Hansel hasn't gotten a fair shake at that. I don't think. I think that a lot of times we've just like, when people found out who he was and people rapped about it, it was like, oh, that's kind of like how you view what he does and what he says. I think, and I could be projecting here. It could be just a me thing in terms of how I've seen it project. I listen to it from the standpoint of how good is his raps and how well is he crafting it. What is his take on things? And so, like, even with his battle with Yogi, his imitation of Yogi, I think, was crazy, and it was just so crazy that he pinpointed it and chose maybe the wrong name, but in terms of what he was going to flip, and he did the exact same thing he was going to do. That's savvy. That takes that takes foresight. That takes you being able to sit back and really observe what a nigga does, and then being able to do it effectively. And I don't think that he's gotten a fair shake in terms of how effective he is as a strategist, as well as like with the attributes that you just listed in terms of conviction. So for me, the challenge is choosing a very creative way, because it's like, how many times you going to insult a nigga about him being an actor? How many times you going to insult a nigga about him being successful in the early part of his life? How many times you going to say that, oh, you never could have shot a nigga because you was on set, or you never did any of these things you're rapping about, you're not capable of those things because of you succeeding early in life? I just, for me, it'd be like, the reason why some of the things that I say hit home is because I try to stay as close to truth as possible. So it's like finding an actual true way to rap with somebody who's talented or more talented than what people are willing to give him credit for based on succeeding early in life. That's my thing.
Very well said. And I'm not sure if again, I know Twitter's been bugging all day. I'm not sure if we still have Hansel and the speakers to answer that question as well. But while we
My
have
bad for the
Ace,
long answer.
no, you good. But while we have Ace, 40 bars primo. Does anybody have any questions for Ace pertaining his battle with Hansel Apollo weekend?
Good talk.
Yo, would it be in a pit format? Do you determine your performance based on the stage, or are you just going there to do what you do?
Based on the stage. Yeah, everything is about like, and I hate that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind saying it. This shit is performing art. Everybody just forgets that. This shit is performing art. This shit is niggas be, oh, it's all about the rapping. Like, no, it's not. It's a combination of both. It's unscripted, unfiltered performance arts where you get in there, there's a live audience, you have one take for per round, and you have to, them having no knowledge of what you're gonna say, you gotta garner as much reaction as you can, or just connect with the crowd. So you gotta determine that based on on locale. So whether it be your location that you're actually rapping in, plus the venue size, plus the expected turnout, and then the setting, meaning like if you're going to be on an elevated platform, people looking up, or if you're going to be in a pit where you're amongst the people, that all plays a part in how you're received. And if you don't take that into consideration, you end up in a situation. So
Well said. Well said. Any other questions, Primo?
Look, I just want to say, whenever it's that level of respect between two like this, it normally turns out to be a really dope battle. So I'm just really excited. I think, Chilla, we talked a while when we first, like, there's not too many battles that I look on the day two card and say, yo, that's the battle that should set the night off. And I think you and Kenny and the whole team picked this one perfectly. The only other one I would probably say was Quest and Danny, but we getting lyrics plus we getting that energy from these battlers. So I think it's really dope that these two setting off the night. But my question, Ace, is kind of relative to what Quest was talking about, and it's after taking that time off. Do we expect a new Ace, or do you feel like it's just the same Ace we're accustomed to at the highest level?
um good question. Honest answer is I don't even know what the fuck to say
Yeah.
about that in terms, like I don't know how to like the whole, this shit is performative in terms of like what we're expecting right now. If I say something, oh yeah, I've been sitting back and I've really been watching the game and I've been, man, fuck, I don't feel like it. Like it's not even I don't feel. I'm telling you, I'm not even being funny. Like if a
Mhm.
motherfucker believe me when I say that, it's like I look at you crazy. Like why you believe me? Like you can't fuck with me enough to where you just believe that I'm just gonna be this transformed and I'm gonna be perfect. There's gonna be no blips, no skits. Like that ain't really. So I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
This is the first time. Like I don't watch people's footage. I watch battles. I watch battles. I watch battles when they come out. I watch battles when they drop. When I'm preparing for niggas, I don't watch niggas footage because I don't like to have my thought process. I don't like to have it interfere with other people's ideas. So I like to come up with everything that I got to say. I really be knowing what because I rap. My shit is dialogue based. I don't really just rap like name flips and just push it together. I rap based on like what I want to say to a person or what I want to say about a person, combine them, and then I figure that out based on like me just knowing how people perceive them or like listening to them for years. Because like I said, I'm a fan. I really watch this shit. So this is the first time my P Black battle where I actually sat back and just watched footage, and I just watched um my opponent. Like I think I've watched every Hansel battle. I think I may be missing like one. I just finished a couple today. Um, I'm almost done with my material. Like I want to be done with 2 weeks left and just be rehearsing for 2 weeks. So it's like and I'm giving you a real glimpse into it so you'll understand like the level of like the importance for me isn't even what I'm saying, is how I'm saying it and the fluidity in which I'm saying it with. I hate leaving that much time on the board in terms of like how much more material I can come up with if I and that's how all like most battle rappers think. It's like, yo, if I stop writing now, I'm gonna miss out on the creation of opportunity. But what I've learned over time is that if the earlier I finish, the more I can edit. So it's like if I finish out now and then I'm done. I said I want to be done in 2 weeks. If I'm done like writing and I'm just editing for the next 2 weeks, which I'm almost there, then in those 2 weeks, if I come up with other bars or like after that when I'm rehearsing, if I know it after like the third day, because it takes me about a day to remember a round. If I can remember all 3 rounds, then I got 11 days to be able to add and take away. But you just feel like, and then you get tired of material. I get tired of material. Like most people, if you get just recite it over and over, it becomes nasty. It becomes whack. And then like you're writing for a battle ahead, and you just notice how much more sharp your pen is for that battle because of you just finished writing for this battle, and then you kind of start not liking your material. And I'd be trying to stay away from that. And that's just So me, I've been. This is the first time I've changed a few things in terms of approach and like how I'm preparing for niggas. And so I think that will be reflective in like the performance. But I don't want to oversell. I don't even want to. I just want to say I respect what he does, and I'm terrified to fuck up. Let me say that. So if you want to take something from that, like I'm terrified to go in there and have these niggas believe in me, like and say like, yo, like we know you. And I fuck with you. I'm gonna put you on the stage. It don't matter. I'm terrified to fuck that up. So you know, take that for what it's worth.
Ace, I know you said you don't really watch footage and battles and things like that. So, um,
To prepare, to prepare,
right, right, right.
to prepare.
No, I get you. I get you. I just wanted to sure if you did. I know you're not really a big name flip guy, but if you did, want us to do any like water flips, anything like
Yeah,
that.
and I saw that, but I saw it
Oh,
might
okay,
happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They
It's
all
the thing. The
gone.
thing with that, the thing with that is like, even with that, and I get what you're saying. Like, but he didn't. I'm not gonna say he didn't because I heard a couple that I was like, oh, that was actually kind of crazy, but it's just lost in the mid. He had a couple, but I'm saying that to say like like with name flips because I don't really like rely on them. I'd be knowing when I come up with a name flip, it's just not gonna be like because I don't really be processing name flips like everybody. I try to. It's like a three-prong factor in terms of determining like a bar, like directness. If you combine a few, I don't want to give up too much. If you combine a few factors when you're coming up with a punchline, right? There's a way that punchline in particular cannot be said by anyone else to anyone else. Meaning, like, if I battle a nigga named like Water, Hansel's name is Water. If I battle anybody else's whose name is Water, just because it's a name flip doesn't mean if it's a name flip, I can say it to another nigga named Water or another nigga who has water in their name. But if you make it direct enough, if you add a couple components to it, it literally cannot be said by anybody else to anybody else. And that's how I judge how good material is, that the level of directness too, where it's just not like, oh, I can say this to anybody who's from the West. I can say this to anybody who's from LA. I can say this to anybody whose name is Walsh. I can say this to anybody, whatever, however many different ways you break up a name flip or a specific bar. So saying that to say, like when I got a water flip, trust me, it's gonna be something like I'm gonna make it count. It's not gonna be like, and I got a few. Yeah, yeah. I ain't heard. I knew and that's why I don't like watching niggas battles either. Cause it's like if you come up with something that's even slightly similar, it's like, damn, I just seen that. Did that influence my thought process? But if you kind of like if you stay away from that, you stay away from watching the opponent's round, you don't know what they said or how they flipped it, then you really know that you came up with it on your own, and then whatever.
Dope. Let's get some questions from the listeners. Send a request if you wanna.
Raise your hand and make it easier, and I'll please forward because I don't want everybody trying to.
Oh my god.
It's all good, Ace. You'll be all right.
Ace, who you got
Same.
winning between Clone and Elijah?
I got Ace on me. 2-1.
Oh,
No, you want my analysis of the battle? I can give you an analysis. I can't give you a prediction. You get me?
what?
Can y'all hear me? I can't hear you. I could like you're like yo.
Yo, we can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you. My bad. All right. The analysis of the battle. You had a really good breakdown of it. It's very similar in that fashion. Now I will say this in terms of and Clone used some dialogue that I use when he said in terms of where the bar lands. I tell niggas all the time where you land is very important and kind of like um and I don't want to give away no game. I'm gonna just say the time limits on these battles is a very specific one. So that tends to favor a person who can establish a tempo and then consistently punch at that rate. So it's like if it takes you a little while to kind of like charge up, it could be a disadvantage if you're not landing heavy. It's like
Hey yo.
if you're not landing heavy. All right. So look. When niggas say "hey yo" for shit like that, I be wanting to know what scenario do you say that to a woman when you're having sex? When did you ever say to your lady like, "Yo, I'm about to be landing heavy"? When does that happen, yo? What type of sex niggas be having? I need to know because I've never said that to no. Like, oh yeah,
Yo?
hey baby,
Now
I'm about to
there
be
was a
landing real.
pause. What type of
I,
sex and words be having? I need to know
yeah,
what's
Yo?
yeah, I'm saying because whereas you can say, I mean, whatever, as you can say, I'm landing heavy. Pause. Like, all right, what? All right, my bad. My fault, man. My fault, OG. I didn't know that you couldn't say landing heavy. All right, so if a person is landing consistently with more force than the other person, that a pause too? If it's more with is landing punches in the battle, rapping more with more forcibly than the other person, he probably you're gonna have to swing for the fences more frequently than the person who has a higher punch rate. Is what I'll say. That is the analysis that I'll give. I don't know how that translates in that room because once again the room will dictate a lot of the reception. So if and when they battle in the night and who they battle after. But the you're dealing with somebody who punches heavier and or swings for the fences more with a person who's very very back to 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 back. You know what I mean? So it's all about catching fire. If who's more capable of catching fire, who can consistently catch fire and land more in that short duration. And that's what my analysis of the battle would be. But I don't have a prediction as to the winner of that battle.
I agree with the 90 seconds. Speaking of the time limit and everything like that, how strict are y'all with the time limit, Kenny and Chilla?
Strict.
I'll answer that.
Strict. 90-second rounds is going to be a 2-minute cutoff. Cut off at 2 minutes.
All right.
Not get the 2 minutes and get the rest of your bar off. You're going to get cut off at 2 minutes. And that is because for the amount of battles that we have, we need to make sure the people in the building and the people at home are not too tired for the main events. So we need to keep everything moving, flowing quickly, smoothly, 2 to 3 battles an hour. Get the whole event done in 5 to 6 hours, and we out. Me and Houston getting some food, man. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Make sure y'all get the pay-per-view, rapgear.com. We about to do a pay-per-view giveaway before we get out of here. I want to send my regards to Clone, Elijah, Ace, and Hansel for pulling up. Are there any other questions for Clone and Ace who are still here with us? Raise your hand so that the host can pull you on stage to ask a question. If not, we will have Kenny start the giveaway.
Appreciate you.
All right. Listen, if you haven't, go grab your tickets ASAP. Just letting you know right now, it is midnight. So the GA tickets are actually out of here. Prices have went up. They will reflect that in the next 5-10 minutes. We about to give away this pay-per-view, man. We about to give away this pay-per-view. So trying to think in the best way. Do me a favor, Ben. Is Ben still here?
Yes, sir.
All right, do me a favor, play a song real fast. I just gotta ask one question in the background.
Copy.